Hi there, welcome back to Basics, our journey to master electronics one little bit at a time. So far we have covered the essentials, safety, basic tools of the trade, and the important Ohm's law, the foundational relationship between voltage, current, and resistance. But what happens when circuits get more complex than a single resistor? What about parallel branches, multiple power sources, or a complex resistive network? We need a bigger, better set of rules. Today we are introducing the two most powerful, indispensable rules in circuit analysis, Kirchhoff's laws. Named after physicist Gustav Kirchhoff, these laws are the foundation for everything we do next. By the end of this video, you will be able to analyze any basic series of parallel circuit and understand how energy and charges are conserved inside the wires. Let's begin. Let's start with the simplest concept, the one you can't argue with, Kirchhoff's current law, or KCL. KCL is all about the conservation of electric charge. It states that the algebraic sum of currents entering a node or junction must be equal to the algebraic sum of currents leaving that node. Think of it as a plumbing pipe junction or a traffic merge lane. If you have 5 amps of current flowing into the junction, you must have 5 amps flowing out across all the outgoing paths. Charge can't just pile up or disappear in a wire, it must be conserved. Simply put, what comes in must come out. We call the meeting point of 3 or more wires a node. Mathematically, we express this as the sum of currents entering the node equals the sum of currents leaving the node. Let's look at a simple parallel circuit. We have a total current IT leaving the battery. When it hits the first parallel junction, the node, it splits into two branch currents, I1 and I2. KCL immediately tells us that the total current is the sum of the branch currents, and so IT equals I1 plus I2. And here is the clever part. At the next node, I1 and I2 meet up again to form the original current IT as it returns to the battery. KCL is your sanity check for all parallel circuits. Let's now talk about the other law, which is about the principle of energy conservation in a circuit, Kirchhoff's voltage law, or KVL. KVL governs the voltage around a closed loop, any path that starts and ends at the same point. KVL states that the algebraic sum of all voltages around any closed loop in a circuit is equal to 0. To understand the meaning of this statement, let's use another analogy. Imagine a roller coaster which works based on the physics concept of potential energy. The battery, the voltage source, is the lift hill that gives the car potential energy, a voltage rise. The resistors are like the dips, loops and brakes that use up or drop that energy, the voltage drops. When the car returns to the loading platform, its net change in height and its net potential energy is 0. In a circuit loop, the energy supplied by the source must be completely dropped across the components. If we trace the entire loop, the sum of voltage rises and drops must be 0. In this simple series circuit, we have a source voltage Vs and 3 resistors with voltage drops V1, V2 and V3 across them. If we trace the loop, always in the same circular direction representing the flow of the current, going from the negative to positive terminal of the battery is a rise, and going across each resistor in the direction of current flow is a drop. And so KVL says Vs minus V1 minus V2 minus V3 equals 0. Rearranging this equation shows us that the source voltage is exactly equal to the sum of the voltage drops, or Vs equals V1 plus V2 plus V3. KVL is the reason why the voltage splits up in a series circuit. The total energy has to be accounted for, and it must balance out to zero when you return to the start. If your KVL equation does not equal zero, you made a mistake. And now for the fun part. Let's put KVL, KCL and our trusty Ohm's law all together. This is where you unlock your circuit analysis superpower. Here is a classic intermediate circuit, a series resistor followed by two parallel resistors, all connected to a battery. We cannot simplify this down to a single equivalent resistance as easily, and so what do? First, we look at the main node where the total current splits. KCL immediately gives us our first equation, IT equals I2 plus I3. Next, we apply KVL to the main loop. We have one voltage rise, Vs, and three drops across R1, R2, and R3. Oh wait, we only need to account for the component in the loop. Let's apply KVL to the outer path. The source voltage minus the drop across R1 minus the drop across R2 must equal 0. Vs minus VR1 minus VR2 equals 0. And here's the trick. We use Ohm's law, V equals IR, to replace the voltage drops with their corresponding currents and resistances. Since IT flows through R1 and I2 flows through R2, our final KVL equation becomes Vs minus IT times R1 minus I2 times R2 equals 0. So now we have two equations, IT equals I2 plus I3 and Vs minus ITR1 minus I2R2 equals 0. And we can now create a third equation for the second inner loop, which will be Vs minus ITR1 minus I3R3 equals 0. By substituting and solving this system of linear equations, we can find any unknown current or voltage in the circuit, and this is the power of Kirchhoff's law. Today we have learned that all complex circuits follow two simple unbreakable rules. Charge is conserved, KCL, and energy is conserved, KVL. These are the cornerstone principles that every electrical engineer and technician uses daily. In the next episode of Back to Back, we are going to examine a new component that can be used in electronic circuits, the capacitor. From there, a whole new world will open to us, filled with voltage and currents that change over time and can be used for many different applications. If you found this helpful, hit that thumb up button, subscribe and let me know in the comments what would you like to see in future videos, and start practicing KVL and KCL on simple circuits. You will need it. I'll see you in the next episode, and in the meantime, happy experiments!